Hello, everyone. How are you? Hola, mi gente. ¿Cómo están? I hope everyone's doing well, doing awesome. Today, it's a little bit hectic for me for some reason. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so I apologize for being about a minute late. um, but thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me and continuing to just provide your support for joining us on our YouTube community and just joining on our lives and watching the replays and sharing the link, and for those of you that give thumbs up, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already done so, please do so. Um, Everything that I just mentioned just helps the growth of the channel, and YouTube has all these algorithms and such, and having the sharing and the links and the comments and things like that helps out tremendously. So I'm going to actually add a comment here. I usually do just for to kind of get the conversations going. So if by chance you're not here watching live, I know maybe we'll get some join us here in a bit. But if you're watching the replay, let me know that you watch the replay, where you're watching from. Don't have to give me city, state address, or anything like that. You actually would have to give me the state. Don't have to give the city or your actual address or anything like that, just so that I can have an idea of where everyone is watching from, where everybody's joining in from. And if you have any questions, even if it's after the live, if you put that on the comments, I do check the comments periodically so I can make sure that I answer any questions you may have, and make sure I reply. So please do that. We also have an email list that you can sign up on. You can subscribe through that. It's on the description on the bottom of the video. There's a description section, and that will also keep you in the know, in the buzz, so that you know of things going on as they're happening. Trying to be more on top of that. I'm not one to email 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. So it's just not my thing. I don't like it when I get bothered by a gazillion emails just promoting, sales and specials and such. So I promise I won't do that to you. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to show you what we're going to be using for today's project. We're going to be doing a centerpiece. I have put in a vote, like a poll kind of thing on our community page, our communications page on YouTube, just to kind of see. I wanted to know what you wanted to see next, what you wanted to see more of. And there's been a few votes out there. And the one, so yesterday, I waited a long time just to kind of make sure that I had enough votes on there to be able to make a decision. But as of yesterday, centerpieces actually won on that vote. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I did wait a few extra days, and that's why you may not have gotten any notifications today until almost the last minute. I think I just put the information up on YouTube about an hour ago. So that might explain why some of you are not on. There wasn't any reminders being set through YouTube like normal. So that being said as well, we're going to try to do another vote here. Maybe do it by email and have a time frame. And I'll also see about putting it on YouTube. I'm undecided on that. Just so that we know what you would want to see again next for next week. Or if you may want another centerpiece or garland or something different. So we want to make sure we get your votes. My hope, I am shooting for having the YouTube information already up by Monday, no later than Tuesday. So that way it'll give you a few days notifications before we go on live. So keep that in mind, please. So we're going to do a centerpiece, and I'm going to show you some of the things we'll be using. Now these here, they're like mini Christmas trees that they sell at the Dollar Tree. Now hopefully you have those in your area. So for $1.25 you get one of these. We're going to be using 2 of these, but we're going to be using them a little bit differently, and I'll show you how we do that. So we're going to need 2. So we have 2 boxes here. And on the title I mentioned that it's a way to do a centerpiece, but not it being costly. So what I'm doing, some of you, if you already watched some of my videos before, if you've subscribed and we've chatted, you know that I like saving things. I don't like, and I'll show you an example. Like for the florals, I have used these flowers here. You can see that things have been cut. There's like, 3 or 4 missing. I don't just throw it away. I have containers where I keep remnants of the flowers, remnants of the ribbons, remnants of the different kinds of mesh, you know, because I usually find an opportunity to make something with those. So we're going to be using remnants today. And if we run out, I did bring out, like, especially with the ribbons, we have a few cuts, and I'll show you. I want to lift them all up here. We have a few cuts of this ribbon. It's got the lime, the yellow, the pink, and a little bit of white. And I've had these cut to 10 inches already. So these are going to be on top because it's a little bit shorter. We did a project not too long ago with the ribbon for spring. It says Hello Spring on it. And it's got the truck. So we had a few cuts of those left over from a project. So we're going to go ahead and use these up. I do still have some of that ribbon left. Actually, both of those. So I did bring them out just in case we might need a few more cuts. This one is brand new. So hopefully we won't need any more of those. So I don't have to open that one. And then we're going to be using this other ribbon. You can tell I've already used it. I have my little pin on there because it kind of has all of the colors we're going to be using today for the centerpiece. This one is also one that I've used before. I have plenty of it left, almost a whole roll. So we're going to be using some of this ribbon to kind of match it through our project. So here you can see the 3 colors we'll be using today. All of these are also just what I had left over from different projects. So we're going to go ahead and do some cuts. And you can tell this one is really discombobulated with the different cuts. We're going to cut that straight, and that's going to be our base. And then we're going to be using these to do some ruffles and some curls because I want to add a little bit of everything. And depending on timing and depending on how much, how full we have our centerpiece, we may or may not use some flowers, but I do have them out like I showed you that I already have cut from before, from previous uses. This one I've used a few of the little stems already, but we're going to see. Maybe we'll use some of those and go from there. I do have a couple that I have not started using, but these are from the dollar store, not from my usual other vendor. I think the white one might be also from the dollar store, but we may be using these as well because it'll match with our colors for today. We're going spring, so it'll match all with the ribbons and all of that good stuff. So we'll see about getting to those as we get going. Hi, Miss Monica, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Let's see. I'm trying to set my phone up here. Make sure it doesn't ring on us. Volume down. Get rid of it. Okay. We're working on a centerpiece today. That's what was voted on today, for today. And I didn't give an actual time frame and didn't take it off because I wanted to make sure we got enough votes to make a decision because some things were kind of very even at the beginning. So it's like, uh-oh, might need to leave it on there a little bit longer. So I actually still have it up on there for the votes. But we had centerpieces voted for today, so that's what we'll be working on. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and put our base together. And like I said, we're going to be using 2 of these. You can get these, or you were able to get these. I don't think they have these out anymore. From the Dollar Tree. And I pretty much take all of this apart. And of course, I do save the legs and such for later. But we're going to take the legs and the little piece that they attach to off. And we're going to go ahead and get that opened up. And you can do this before or after adding the other one. Entirely up to you. We're going to be using some glue today, whether we use the florals or not. And I'm thinking we might use the florals, even if it's just a little bit. Make sure we have enough for hiding the tube. What we're going to actually do is connect these. And we've done this before with a green one, I believe. Now we're going to be doing a white one and just doing a different project. I'm going to make it look a little bit different. Just a little bit more different. But same process if you've seen that video. If not, we'll see about linking it so you'll be able to click on it later. So all I'm doing here is just opening this up, and I'm going to go ahead and change the view just so that you can see the top view better before we start cutting mesh and all of that good stuff. Let's see. There we go. That might be a better look. You can see all the goodies on the table. And I'm just, again, just opening this up. And then if we need to reposition them later as we go, we can. What I try to do is have some going towards the table, so that'll be like providing some coverage on the bottom. But then always have, since we're going to be doing fillers, some in the middle to hold our mesh, because we're going to be filling it in with mesh, just to make sure that we have plenty of coverage. There's the two for the top. And this one just to give us the length. Should be two there. There we go. Alrighty. So it looks like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 looks like. I'm gonna, let's see, where do we need more? Down here. So if we were to cut our ribbons, we know we would need 7 for this side. And I'm gonna see if there's another one we can lift up so we can have 8. Maybe. If I do it this way. Just gotta play with it. But it's all good. Just move them around until you get the one that you need. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do our next one, and then we're going to put them together. Put these to the side to use those for another project later. And we're going to do the same thing with this one, just kind of get it all opened up. And if you think it's going to be in the way for when we're putting this together, you could always put them together first and then open it up. Oh, really? Oh, Oh, you must have missed that other video. Okay, so these you can use if you flatten them out like we are. You can make a swag or a centerpiece with that. So that's what we're doing today. And then instead of it being standing up, it's just going to be laying flat on a table or hanging on the wall if you want to hang it. I like trying different things. Feels like there's two on that one. Must be thicker. I guess it is thicker. Only one. I keep trying to pull it apart and it's only one. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so once we have them all pulled out where we can see where they're at, then we can decide which ones we want to leave to the bottom for helping cover our base, and which two we want to have up here to help us, just like any other stem when we're using mesh. Now, if we were doing just florals, they could all be pretty much laying down. Okay, let's see. I think I like that one better going up. Let's see how many we have on this one. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need a couple more. So we only have 6. We have 8 on the other one. Let's try to make them even. Just because we can. This one still feels like it is too. That's why. Ha. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be good because we have 8 on the other one and we can have 1 for centering. Okay. So what I do for putting these together, there's a couple of things to do. There's a way. These don't actually fit one inside the other, of course. So what we do is actually put them so they'll still be flat, one next to the other. So what I do here is actually do some glue, some hot glue, and hold it together. And you can do some twine or some wire to kind of help keep it together. So, put this on the charger to make sure. I've already had it warming up there. So we're going to do that with the center. We're going to go ahead and glue that together. So while we wait on the glue gun, because we don't want to just not do anything in the meantime, that's just wrong. We're going to go ahead and do some cuts. So we know already we have 7 and 8, so that's 15 cuts that we're going to need for what we're going to be doing with the ruffles and the curls. So, and we are going to, I'm wondering, everybody's trying to think it a little bit differently. Do I want just curls or do I want both ruffles and curls? I think I want both. So that would mean we have 3 different methods in one centerpiece, because our base is going to be the poof method, so that we can get enough fill. And then we're going to do the ruffle. And we'll do the, I didn't run this all the way through, still warming up. So our curls are always at 10 inches. So that's what we're going to do. We'll wait on the hot glue to get warm. That have an angle there. There's 2. Four. Now on this one, since we're trying to be frugal, you could also just do curls, and that way you'll use less mesh. Entirely up to you. Since these are all just left over from different projects, I'm just going with it. Just cutting that all crooked. Good thing it's going to be a curl and it can't be seen. That was 5. Okay, that's 8. And I think I've cut these together. And I'm thinking of maybe alternating. Do that. I might just alternate the curls. But this one is with the striped edges, and it's got the metallic striped edges. This one is also on the Etsy shop. I think I'm starting to see some glue over there. Oh boy, I just noticed what I was doing. Okay, so for our ruffles, we actually go a few inches longer. We normally do about 15 inches. So let's see, maybe we'll still have enough. I'll start over. Easter colors, yes! Gotta have some Easter in spring. See, that's 10, sorry. I'm gonna go to 15. And 30. Because for the ruffle, we want to have a few extra inches. Started with the yellow, so I know those are the longest. Blue, yellow. Four. Okay, and then what we're going to do is alternate once we do our poof to do our middle to get it filled in. You know, we did something similar to this. I can't remember how long ago it was. It's been a while. Using the trees, but we used the green ones. I don't know why I can't remember what project it is we did. Okay, so because the glue is kind of wasting over here, I'm going to go ahead and stop. Excuse me for a moment so we can go ahead and get these glued. So what I do is just kind of go on the side. Hope we can see that. And we just connect them together. Okay, so let's see. We might not be able to see it until it's completely dry. I will hold it here for a moment while we chat about that to make sure it stays put. Gotta give it a moment for that glue to dry. It's starting to stick together. Very good. Want to make sure we keep it flat. So I am going to move it a little. We can make sure that you can see here. So let me open that back up. Just move that. Okay. So once we have it, we have it where we want it. The ones that the stems that I kind of put to the side, we're going to use that to kind of wrap around instead of using more wire. And that'll also help to keep it together. And I'll show you how in a moment. Just waiting for it to dry a little bit more. Okay. So we're going to put some more glue right over on the top where the two meet. And now we use these two longer ones. Ooh, 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 hot, hot. One from each side. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now you could also wrap these all the way around. I try not to do the wrapping because it seems to get more bulkier on the bottom and then it's not as flat. But if you use wire, which is definitely another option, as long as it's not too thick of a wire, that works as well, because then it'll keep it together once you put it on there tightly, and just add some glue just for some extra. So it'll be more secure. Feels nice and warm on my fingers. All right. So I could already pick it up and do whatever, and it's even though it's not fully dry. So this is the way it looks when you join them together. You could do the same thing on this side and add a little bit more of the glue and then move one each of the stems to kind of help it. Uh-oh, I just moved it too much. There's one. Got glue on myself. I can't remember which side it was, but I got it from on the other. Let's see. I think it's gonna be this one. Okay. So we're gonna press and give it a moment to dry. Let me turn this off for now. I'm gonna use that later for the florals. And on another option, if you put on like the floral star foam, you could put some here in the same color and secure it with the same wire and some glue. And then you can also put a candle in the middle. There's a lot of different options you can do with this. I'm thinking I might do just like I did last time and do a bow. I don't know. All right, just spreading our stems now that we have it secured. I move so much stuff around. Do some spreading. And as we go with the mesh, then we can decide which one these to pull. I just try to position some, so I already have them per se allocated. Move this one down and get this one up. Okay. Let's fluff this one. How are we looking? Make sure we don't have any too much of an empty spot. There we go. Add an extra. Don't want an extra. Let's see. Let's put you that way. Okay, so we have 3. All right. 6. 2, 3. So that's an extra. Let's see, do we need to have more on this side? Gotta spread the love. Okay, I think now we're even on both. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can kind of see it that way better. All right. So now we're going to do our filling. This out of the way. With our green apple green. Green apple green. That sounded funny. Our apple green. Let's get it evened here. Won't matter much actually because we're going to poof. So, unless we want a tail, which I don't think so. Okay, so instead of cutting it now, I'm going to cut it once we have it attached. You can tell I've used this before for something. So it is definitely leftover stuff. So I'm just going to scrunch it and pull. Okay, we're going to start on the first set of stems here. I'm going to go a little bit longer. Just because I may want to do a little tail. Ah, it's all right. I understand. So I'm going to go ahead and cut what's uneven since I didn't do it at the beginning. Alrighty. So that was just attaching it. Now we're going to do our poofs. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of that. Make it a little bit bigger. And we're at 5. Right down there. Okay, so this one is covering up our middle. Just going to move it a little bit so we can do our alternating and skip. And we're just kind of keeping track of which ones we're skipping so we can be even. Okay, so we're going to go to our end. So now we have our center and 2 on each side. And to get to cutting it. And your cut would depend on how long you want the tail to be at the end. If you want the tail, you don't have to have the tail on there. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And we still have. All right. So on each middle, we're going to go ahead and do that ruffle. This one over 15. Yep. So for the ruffle, we're going to lay it like so. And we're going to find our center. Can fold up from the edge if you like, or just go straight to ruffling. Entirely up to you. So we're going to find our center with our thumbs. We're going to pinch and just walk it there. It'll look like that. And I'm going to undo this one because this one is a tiny stem. And then close it back up. And pull tight and twist. And then we're going to make sure that our ruffle wraps all the way around on both sides. So it'll look kind of like a little, excuse me, not little, but it'll look like a flower. Okay, and let's see if I can show you what the look will be. Oops. It already wants to curl. Something playing around. And same thing, I'm just gonna let our curl and see if this, and we'll let us put it on there since it's kind of tiny on this one. For the ruffles, yes. I like having the metallic stripe for ruffles. And then we're still gonna have ribbons and flowers. We're gonna alternate here. Okay, wrapping those around. Find your edges. This way. And depending on if you want to do a multi-ruffle flower, like I use that method for the sunflower, where you have one ruffle on top of the other, you would do the one that's going to be at the bottom, you would do it longer. So instead of doing 15 inches, for example, you might have to do 30 inches, depending on how many ruffles you're going to put one on top of the other. That's another option with ruffles. It doesn't want to stay. There it goes. So the ones that give a little bit more trouble are the small ones at the end, the small stems. So you could also choose to not do any mesh on the stems and maybe do like 2 bows at the end. So you're not having to put as much on it. So that can give a little bit more option there. Too full. Oh, you left me way over there. Excuse me. Okay. And with this, if you want to even do more of a base, you could even do more of the, like I could have done more of the green, like on the side, since we have more stems that we had to put to the side. Could also do it that way. Don't have any more left there. I think 15. Yay. I had cut some earlier at 10 inches. I was like on automatic pilot. I was cutting the yellow to 10 inches and started doing the pink and just kept going at 10 inches when I knew I needed them longer. Silly me. Okay, so I'm doing the small one because it's tiny, so we can have enough for making this nice and tight. And then we're gonna have our ruffle wrap around. Alrighty. That's it so far. Now we're gonna do our curls. And on the curls, let me move this over some. We can go in the same direction that it wants to curl. And we just roll it in and find our middle, and then we put it right on here. Now you could do this as you go with the ribbons, or you can do it one at a time. I like putting them above the ribbons sometimes. Put some of those over. Pull tight and give it a twist. Okay, we got 2 more for center. Now you could also do curls on the sides if you want it to be a little bit wider. I have to make sure I say that slowly so my accent won't kick in. Although it probably already has. But the ribbons will also help with that because we'll be doing ribbons throughout. And things a little differently. All right, let's undo our little one here. Hold our ruffle in. And scrunch our curl. Ooh, this one's tiny, tiny, tiny. There we go. I'm gonna redo the curl here. I think I took some of the thing away. Okay. So my thought is to do the florals in the middle, and then we can do more of the ribbons on the outer. So I'm gonna go ahead, bring those ribbons over. We've got plenty, and I'm trying to decide. I think we have plenty of pink, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. It kind of matches a little bit with that. Just have to cut it to alternate, so we won't have too much yellow. Hello, yellow. I have that stuck in my head, and I haven't seen Dave, what's his last name? Venable, the chef on QVC for like years. But every time I think of yellow, where did I put, oh, there it is. I end up saying hello, yellow, like he does. That's his favorite color, I reckon. Let's see what we have since we're using remnants. Ooh, I think we're going to be fine. I don't know about you. I know this might be coming up in someone's mind. Why do I end up, when I have some left over and it's not a full roll, why do I cut it all? Since I have my little remnant drawer, I can roll it and clip it, and it won't lose shape and get all discombobulated, and I can use it later in case I have extra. So I don't worry too much about that. Now, if I have a whole lot left, like if I have a 50-yard roll of ribbon, then I wouldn't do that. But just a small amount, no biggie. Just doing our dovetails. Anybody else out there ready for a vacation, like a real one? I know we just had the holidays and all of that, but I think I'm ready for a vacation sometime. Some time off, some relaxing time. I don't know. Not having to think about stuff that has to be done. Alrighty, here we go. We got all of our ribbons. So we are going to alternate here. Let me make sure you can see all of that. Yes. We can see, we can see. So I'm going to do the Hello Spring on the top, because this one I want to put down here if I can. Let's see. I want to make sure that it's seen. We have extra. We do. We have some stems down there. I'm just going to find the middle and scrunch. Give it a little curl. And this is where I'm going with it. Just going to go to the side stems. Now here you could also do some more mesh if you would like. Let's see if you can't see that on the screen. But it's going to be sticking out on the bottom, just like that. If you do more of the mesh, it might make it stick out a little bit more. I'll do the shorter one, and I'm thinking I might just do more of the yellow, since we have plenty of the yellow. And these are cut at 10 inches. This was from another project. There's maybe some white. Doesn't look like you can see this like I can, but it looks looks a little. If I can switch it, because you can really see the Hello Spring. Once it's flat, it kind of pushes up on it, and you can really see the Hello Spring and the truck. Back to the yellow. Ooh. It's hot, hot, hot. How are we doing out there? Okay, there we go. These want to hide. All right, so I'm going to do the other side. Oops, I just had them stuck on the bottom there. I might use like some chenille stems. I think I would like to see this ribbon on the outer where we have our tail. I just kind of sew it on there. It's like, that might actually look nice. I might do that so we can see that before we end the video. I'll try to do that before the flowers in case anybody has to go. Use some white. And Let's see, which one should I use? There we go. I'll make sure they're close together. And I like like on the truck, it's got these little flowers. I have the pink and the yellow, so that's why we have some pink and yellow flowers, and some a little bit of, some have the little bit of the white. That'll match the truck. Okay, I think this is our last one before we do the ones on our tails at the end, and then we can go to florals. Move that out of the way there. All right, let's see. Can we see the ribbons right there? What we were going for. We have some florals to put on if they don't fall over. Okay, there we go. That's gonna be next. So we're going to get our glue gun ready while we work on the last set of the ribbons. Let's see. Have the white. We have green. That's a different green though. Let's see. That might go better. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is on our tail at the end here, since we don't have any stems, push that over some more. I'm going to use a chenille stem to attach some ribbons to the end. Ah, thanks, Monica. Give me a hard time here. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This ruffle just doesn't want to stay put for whatever reason. Doesn't want to be friendly. Okay. Hello, spring. Okay, I'm gonna do that other one. Let's see if I can show you what that looks like from tilt it a little bit more maybe. There we go. I think. So they're just both together, and then the other two are side to side. So we can see that hello spring. Okay. So soon we're gonna have some decisions to make. Do we want to do just flowers in the middle, like I mentioned? Do we want to do both ribbons and florals? I think I just want the florals. I want to do something different. I always do ribbons and then do florals on top. Why? We can change that up, can't we? I think we can. Be a little different. Okay. This is nice and tight. I'm having some trouble with one of my thumbs. It's kind of hard to grab things sometimes. It just doesn't want to go. It wants to go in the opposite direction. There we go. Okay. Yay, we got our streamers. Okay, so let's do some florals. Start cutting these while we wait on our glue gun. Get these out of the way. There we go. You can see all plethora of colors. Okay, so here's our pink. Pink, pink, pink. So with this one, we'll have a different pink with some of the white, and it already has a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the lime in the middle. So it kind of has all of our colors already, which matches the flowers on, oops, on our truck with the flowers on here. I don't know if you can see that too well on there though. Maybe if I tilt it. These up here are flowers with the pink and the yellow and the white. Have a little bit hint of the lime and teal in there. So I think with the lighting you can't see those colors too well though. But I promise it matches. That's why I wanted to use these. And then if we need more, then we can use the others as fillers. But I think we have plenty of yellow. So I don't know about using the yellow. Just wanted to show you about the remnants. Handy to have. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this in case someone may be watching even on the replay that may not have seen my other videos before. For the artificial flowers, I like putting the leaves all the way up before we cut. This adds some greenery to your florals when you're putting them on your wreaths or your centerpieces or swags. Just gives it a little bit more oomph, in my opinion. So then I do the cutting. And I usually cut a little bit longer than what we actually need, because I'd rather have to cut it again than to cut it too short and then be like, uh-oh, that might not work. Okay, let's fix that. I think I pulled a little bit too hard. I want to go back in. There we go. And the glue should keep it in there. All right, so these are going to be going right in here. Let's see, let me pick one that's more on the camera. Right in the middle. sure that one dries before I do anything. Get those out of the way. Okay, so normally I would curl the end a little, and you could put it under your stem and then still have the glue. That'll give you two things that will help keep the flower there together. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit more on this one. And normally I would use this skillet when I'm doing florals, but it's been getting so hot in this room that if I don't absolutely have to, I'm going to keep it off. So this is what I did on there. Just kind of curl it a little bit, and that can be tucked under that stem, or you can undo your stems and wrap it around and then add your glue. You could add a little bit of glue beforehand, entirely up to you. Sometimes I do all of the above. And then you just sit it on top of the glue, since it's all wire. And just hold it in place for a little bit. Give it a chance to dry a little. And that's that. So that's how it's going to look. Let's see if I can get it more in the focus here. It just gives it a little bit more with the different pinks, and it still ties in the yellow and the lime color. See, this should be dry by now. And some of that white. And oops, I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch it a little and turn it. That'll curl it. Okay. And let's do this one the other way. We're gonna go ahead and unwrap it so you can see. Let me see. Let me go more towards the middle. You can unwrap it if you like, just a little, and then we can wrap it around some more. So now it's under your stem. Let me see if I can pick it up. You can see that it's under with that little curl. And then you can wrap that same stem even further around it and add your glue. That just gives you a little bit more of, oops, I just removed the petal. To make sure that it stays on. Okay, on to the next one. This one's short enough so we don't have to cut it. Just turning to give it that curl. Okay. Going under. And this one I need a little bit more of a curl, so I'm going to curl it some more before doing these stems. These stems are a little bit longer than the ones at the, oops, this one fell apart too. So I am curling it all the way around. Just to give it more of a base. And we'll fix this one just like we fixed the other. Not to worry. There we go. And there it is. Turn this a bit so we can get to these others. I think it just kind of adds a little more pretties. And again, just going to that tip and curling it a bit. And we're going under to kind of hook it under. And if you need to, you could always undo, like I mentioned earlier, undo your twist or just do an extra twist and have it on top. I'm just going to push down on that mesh, that little curl, and bring that over. And then just wrap your stem around that bottom of that flower where we curled it. And that'll give you more of a base for the glue. And then since this is wired, the flower, we can push down on it right onto that stem to have it stay in place. You can feel the warmth. Just needs a couple of seconds, doesn't need long. Again on the tip and just curling. And on here, let's see, you can see this one better. I'm just pushing down on that yellow curl so we can put that, what we just curled on the flower, right in there. See, I can pull on it and it doesn't go anywhere. And then we can wrap that stem around it. To make sure it'll stay put. And then add the glue. And I just broke that one too. Let me just go ahead and add some glue. Either I'm being a little too rough it, or they're just, I know I said rough it, but you know, rough. Or they're just kind of falling apart. I think, oh, these are the ones from the dollar store. There we go. Now we have some glue on there. And I'll hold it in place so it'll keep drying. There we go. And wrap it. And add some more glue right on with that stem. Oh, this one doesn't want to go. Oh, I see the the glue is so hot. Okay, let me show you. The glue is so hot that it's like melting the actual. That's funny. I think that ever happened to me before. Okay. There we go. Got glue on my finger and everything. Okay, one more. So this is really just something simple to do. And if you're using your remnants, it doesn't cost much at all. Because you would have otherwise thrown away those remnants, thinking there's no other way that you can use it. Alrighty. And that one is the small one, so I can't wrap it around any more than that. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some glue. Turn that off. And just hold it in place there for a moment. And this is it. Alrighty. So there it is. So it's a centerpiece, it's a swag, multi-purpose. And there's all of our spring colors. We have some teal and pink and yellow and white and lime, some white, a couple of different pink colors. See if I can bring it closer to the camera so you can, let me go this way so it won't be blocked. And then we have some flowers in the middle. And our ribbons to the side. And again, like I mentioned earlier, if you want it to be a little bit more wide, you could also do curls on the ends. There's another video. I'll try to link that on the top of the video where we did another one where we actually have curls on the side and it makes it look bigger. So if you want it bigger, if you don't have a specific spot that's going to need to be a little bit more on the trim side and you want to make it a little bit wider, bigger, you can definitely do some curls on the ends with the ribbons and that makes it expand more and it'll be more fuller. Yay! So glad you love it, Miss Monica. I love the colors. I like having all the different colors on here. Definitely springy Easter. So quick and easy. So let me know if any questions. If you maybe decide to make one, maybe with different colors or something. Yeah, I can just take some pictures and tag us on social media. I like to see. I try to check every once in a while. I haven't found any just yet. So hopefully soon I'll have some to look at. But until next time, make sure you let me know, just like we had on the toll we put, if you want to, what you want to see more of, what you want to see next. If you want to see more, like this time we had more votes for centerpieces, so that's why we did this project today. If there's something in particular you want to see next or more of, make sure you vote. Put it on the comments. I'll look at comments. I'm going to leave that toll open and see how it goes. If we don't have centerpieces that's overvoted, we might do centerpieces again next week. So we'll see. I'll leave it on for another couple of days and then we'll just go by comments on the video. So, and I'll look back at the comments on the video to see what we're voting for. And also, we'll try to see about sending out an email so we can get some votes that way. But if not, we'll have to make the overall decision, and I don't want that. I want to make sure we do what you want to see. So let us know via comments. So until next time, thank you again so much for watching and for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family on social media. And let me go ahead and change the position here. See if we can see a different view of the centerpiece. There we go. Ta-da! And we'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay liquid, keep creating, stay blessed. Bye-bye.